What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today we're going to be talking all about the brand new camo system that they're introducing with Modern Warfare 2, and this is unlike anything we've seen before in the Call of Duty franchise, and as a result it seems to be causing a lot of confusion with people. Honestly, the first couple times I read through it, I didn't fully understand it, but in today's video I'm hoping to break this down in a much more digestible way that makes it really clear how you earn all of the camos in the game. And let's just dive right into this, and with the camos in this game, we have the base camos, and then we have 4 different mastery camos for the guns in this game, and these are Gold, Platinum, Polyatomic, and Orion. But let's start this video off with the base camos before we get into those mastery camo challenges. With this, there are a total of 180 base camos at launch, but more will be coming as new weapons are added. And it's worth noting that every single one of these base camos, if you unlock it for one gun, it unlocks that camo for every single gun in the game. And that's very different from the previous camo challenges in Call of Duty, where you have to go through each gun individually to unlock each of those camos, even if you've earned that same camo on a bunch of other guns in the game. Now, getting into a bit more detail with this, it turns out for every weapon in the game that's in the gunsmith that you can put attachments on, so this is going to be the vast majority of the weapons in the gunsmith, there are going to be 4 base camos for each of these. Then for the weapons that you can't put attachments on, these are things like the launchers, the riot shield, and melee weapons, for instance. These ones will only have 1 basic challenge each attached to them. So when you total all of that up, this is how we get the over 180 base challenges at launch, because each gun has 4, and then you get the additional one-offs for launchers and such. And when it comes to the challenges themselves, they gave us an example with the M4 base camos. Keeping in mind these challenges won't be identical across all of the weapons, there will be some variance with some of these challenges, but the first base challenge at least is always the same, and this just requires you to get X number of kills with that weapon. Now I should mention that number will likely change depending on the gun you're using, but just know that first base challenge is just to get a certain number of kills with that weapon. This is going to be unlocked at level 1 for the weapon, so you don't have to level up in order to start gaining access to this. Whereas the other 3 challenges for those weapons that can put attachments on at least, you will have to level up those guns in order to unlock that challenge. And with the M4, for instance, that second challenge is unlocked at weapon level 7, and this one requires you to get X number or more kills with the M4 without reloading. X number of times. Now, they didn't give us exact values here, but I'm guessing this will be like, get 3 kills without reloading with the M4 20 times. I'm just throwing random numbers in there for this to try to make a bit more sense. So that means you may have to focus a bit here and not reload after every single kill. You might have to try to conserve your ammo and make sure you're getting the required number of kills per magazine. But overall, it's a pretty basic, simple challenge that doesn't really require you to go too far out of your way to complete it. Then the third camo challenge for the M4 is unlocked at weapon level 13, and this one requires you to get X number of double kills with the M4. And then finally for the M4, the 4th basic camo challenge is get X number of triple kills, and this one is unlocked at the max weapon level. And that pretty much covers it for the example of base camo challenges, at least on the M4. They also mentioned a one-off camo challenge with the RPG-7, which, like I said, you don't need 4 camo challenges for this. You only get 1 since you can't put attachments on it. And with this one, it just says get X number of kills with the RPG-7. So camo challenges are looking to be a whole lot easier this time around. However, those are just the base camos. Now let's talk a little bit about the mastery camos in the game, and we'll start this off with the gold camos. And the way that we gain access to the gold camo challenge is you have to finish all of the base camos for that particular gun. So again, sticking with the M4 as our example, once we complete all 4 of those base camo challenges that I outlined, then you gain access to the gold camo challenge. You don't get gold immediately, you gain access to the challenge to unlock it. And this challenge is always going to require you to get a certain number of kills, usually 2 or 3 according to the blog post, with that weapon without dying a certain number of times. And that sounds to be way easier than previous years of Call of Duty, where you often had to get bloodthirsty kills, like 5 kills in a row without dying with that gun. This time, it looks like it's just 2 to 3 kills in a row without dying, and that should be extremely accessible to anyone, and it's as simple as that for getting gold camo on a gun. In fact, I feel like this is going to be the easiest Call of Duty game ever to earn a gold camo on a gun. But that's the gold camo. Now let's move on to the next mastery camo, which is called Platinum. And with this one, it's tied to weapon categories, just like diamond camo in previous Call of Duty games. So assault rifles, SMGs, sniper rifles, for instance, those are the categories. And with this, in order to unlock the Platinum Camo challenges for the guns in that category, you have to unlock Gold Camo on the same number of guns in that category that the game launched with. So for example, it looks like we're going to see 10 assault rifles in the game at launch, and therefore you need to get gold on 10 assault rifles in order to unlock platinum challenges for the assault rifles. But let's just say they add an assault rifle in Season 1. You can use that as one of your 10 guns. You don't necessarily have to do just the base guns that launch with the game. You can also do post-launch guns as long as you complete gold on the number of weapons in that category at launch. But with this, just like with the gold camo, you don't immediately unlock platinum just for getting all those gold guns on the weapons in that category. You unlock the Platinum Camo challenge. And with this, we didn't get too many details here on what the challenges will be. However, they did mention it will always be the same challenge for all of the weapons that are in the same category. So that challenge will be identical for all of the assault rifles, but then the shotguns, for instance, might have a different challenge, but it will apply to all of the shotguns at least. And with this, like I said, it doesn't just auto-unlock for all of the guns in that category. You still have to go to each gun individually and complete that challenge for each of the weapons to get that Platinum Camo on that particular gun. But there we go, that's how you get the Platinum Camos. Now let's move on to the next one, which is Polyatomic. And with this one, it works in a very similar way to unlocking the Platinum Camo challenges. But for this, you need to unlock Platinum on 51 weapons in the game. Now, these can be any 51 weapons, whether that's post-launch weapons or launch weapons. But as long as you have Platinum on 51 weapons, you gain access to the Polyatomic Camo challenges. And once again, this is always going to be the same challenge for all weapons within the same categories. So all Polyatomic Camo challenges for assault rifles will be the same, but it might be different for the sniper rifles, although all of the sniper rifles will be the same. And once again, just like with Platinum, this is earned one gun at a time. So you gain access to it all at once, but then you have to go through each gun individually in order to earn that Polyatomic Camo on that particular gun. And this just leaves us with the final mastery camo. This is Orion. This is the big boy, the one that all the completionists are going to be going after. And with this one, it's much more along the lines of Atomic or Dark Matter from previous Call of Duty games. All you have to do is unlock the Polyatomic Camo on 51 weapons. Again, it seems like it can be any 51 weapons. And if you do that, you immediately earn this camo on all of those guns that have Polyatomic. Now, it's worth noting, unlike Polyatomic and Platinum, this doesn't just unlock another set of challenges for you to earn on a per gun basis. With this one, you just get that camo awarded to you for every gun that you have Polyatomic on, as long as you have 51 of them completed. Now, it's also worth noting, once you've got Orion unlocked, as they keep adding more and more post-launch guns, assuming you've already got Orion locked, all you have to do is unlock Polyatomic for a new gun, and that will automatically unlock Orion for that gun as well. So there we go, those are all the camo challenges. However, if you want to take your grind a step further with the weapons, as soon as you start earning mastery camos on a gun, like Gold, Platinum, Polyatomic, or Orion, you gain access to mastery camo challenges that give you more than just camos. So here's a great example of it. Let's say you unlock gold on a weapon, then you unlock these gold mastery challenges, and all of these mastery challenges just require you to get a certain number of kills while using that particular camo on that gun. So for gold on the FTAC Recon, for instance, you have to get 100 kills while using the gold camo on the FTAC Recon, and if you do that, you're rewarded with a new calling card and emblem. That also applies to Platinum, Polyatomic, and Orion, all of which appear to be increasing in their kill count as you go on, making them more difficult, or at least take more time. And then if you complete all 4 of these mastery challenge sections here, you will get the completionist weapon charm for that gun. And I've got to say, I love the fact that there's finally going to be a weapon charm in the game that actually means something and actually shows off some form of an accomplishment in game. Because up until this point, weapon charms are just like battle pass items or bundle items that you pay for. And I really don't care about showing off that stuff. I really like showing off my accomplishments. And therefore, this is the first charm that actually means something to me in the game. And I guess that segues nicely into this last section of the video. I just wanted to share my thoughts on these camo challenges and this camo system that they're using. Overall, it's great to see something really refreshing and new, since we've kind of been stuck with at least the same sort of structure of camo challenges for years now. So I like that this is at least refreshing. I love the fact that there's no do this thing in X number of games requirement, and instead, most of the challenges are just complete this action X number of times. And what that means is your performance in the match is actually going to mean something when it comes to your camo grind. You're not going to be like artificially held back by those in X number of games challenges. I also really like the idea of universal camo unlocks. So when I unlock this one really cool looking camo for one gun, I have it available for every gun in the game. I think that's really neat. Also, while we don't have access to every single camo challenge in the game at this point, it looks like we at least aren't going to have to do a stupid, overly tedious camo challenge that requires you to significantly change up your playstyle on like every single gun in the game. I'm looking at you, Vanguard, with all the long shots for every gun, even the guns that aren't designed to be used at longer ranges. That was overly tedious and frustrating. That's not going to be the case this time around, as far as we can see. I'm sure some of the weapons may have some of those tedious challenges, but as long as we don't have to do it on every gun in the game, that sounds great to me. And on top of that, I also like something they specifically mentioned in the blog post, and this is none of the camo challenges in the game will require you to use certain attachments on your gun. And that I really like as well. It really opens up the freedom to approach that challenge any way that you would like. Now, as for some of the things that I'm not really a fan of based on what we're seeing so far, or at least I'm a bit nervous about or skeptical about, the first thing is it doesn't look like headshots are really going to be involved with this system, or at least not for every gun in the game, and I'm not a huge fan of that. I really like headshot camo challenges. I feel like those are the best camo challenges out there because you don't have to significantly change up your playstyle or anything. You can still play the game you want to play, but it does require you to focus on changing your point of aim a little bit and trying to land those headshots on target. I find them to be very engaging and fun and rewarding to go for, and it doesn't look like the general camo challenges are going to involve these headshots at all. And finally, one last thing I'm a bit nervous about with this camo challenge system is I'm worried it's not going to take long enough, honestly. I'm kind of worried that I'm going to finish this very early on in the game's life cycle, and with this being apparently a 2-year Call of Duty game, what's next after that? With seasonal leveling, I really don't care about player progression. If I've already got all my camo challenges done, what am I working toward? I always like that carrot on a stick and something to chase, and traditionally, that's the camo challenges. So I guess we'll just have to wait to see what they do here. Maybe they will add more mastery camo challenges down the road just to buff this grind up a little bit, but I guess time will tell. I did just want to express that I'm a bit nervous that this may be over too quickly. Overall though, I'm really liking what I'm seeing here. I think this is going to be an excellent change of pace, and this is where I want to hear what you guys think of this new camo challenge system in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.